Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Complexity Casting presentation. I'm your casting host, Beef, bringing you HoN Tour action. Cycle number 3, day number 2, losers round 2, excuse me. I was doing winners round stuff yesterday, and we're going to be doing winners round stuff later today, but we're making a brief stop here in losers round 2. One of these two teams, well, their Diamond Division standing is going to be done for this cycle. After this series, one of them is going to be advancing into losers round 3, however, guys. So let's get on into it. Best of 3 series here between Pencils and QsQ 357. Who's going to take it? I don't know. If you want my prediction, I think Pencils is going to take this 2-1. That's my prediction, okay? So, Pencils right now, they're doing pretty good. I believe they're the number 15 ranked team, but seeing how they played yesterday against Complexity really made me go, wow, these guys are good. They have some good strategies. They can actually execute at a fantastic level. And QsQ, I mean, they're ranked number 4 right now. It would be a big upset for Pencils to actually take this game, but I don't know. I for some reason, I think Pencils is going to take this 2-1. So let's get on into it, though, guys. Hope that you're excited, because I know that I'm excited to be here. So let's do it. Blind banning phase, Ophelia, Keeper of the Forest, Tundra, and Wild Soul being banned. So a few of the junglers right there, the jungling pushers, the Suicide Brothers, Wild Soul, and Keeper of the Forest, they are not going to be in the game. And, of course, Tundra has map control removed right away. Lockpicking stage, we have Engineer, Devourer, Voodoo Jester, Tempest, Bubbles, and Parasite. So some very, very strong heroes there. A couple of strong supports with the Engineer and the Voodoo Jester. We'll see if Noah picks up his favorite right there. Devourer makes it in. I would love to see Devourer. I don't think I've seen a Devourer win in like 6 months, but he's so fun to watch. And then, of course, your Suicide with Bubbles and a couple of strong junglers with Tempest and Parasite. Lots of strong heroes in the lock pool. Banning phase, Pebbles, Fade, Jeremiah, Magmus, Plague Rider, and Silhouette all being banned out there. Notable people left unbanned, Dark Lady and Draconis, as well as the Bird, all being left unbanned here. So we'll see if Nox might finish off with one of those here in just a moment. Picking stage, first pick was in fact Wretched Hag. So teams valuing this hero a lot recently just because of the versatility she has, her ability to play that super early game role. She hits level 6 and she can just get so involved in these team fights. Level 8, she picks up an ultimate and just gets so strong. Going into the mid and late game, you throw some items on her and she becomes one of the stronger carries in the game. So teams really loving that hero. Also able to solo and Suicide. Strong all around. Pharaoh, Aluna, and Draconis are the picks here for QsQ. Numbers 2, 3, and 6. Of course, Draconis being last picked right there. They do go with the dragon for the carry, so Nox going to be getting his farm on over there. A great pick with Aluna right there. Once more, versatility is the key, but she looks like she will be, in fact, played as a support role, and Pharaoh gets the initiation going. Back on the other side, picks number 4 and 5, Engineer and Empath and Moon Queen. That's, of course, going to be an extremely strong lane that Pencil's been fond of running lately. They rounded out with their lock picks. It's going to be Engineer Tempest. So, indeed, they will be running a Suicide Hag, most likely. Actually, they've got some strange lanes. We'll talk about that in just a second over here as QsQ finished up their squad as well. Bubbles and Parasite as a last-second swamp right there. Very lucky that they were able to get that swamp off. But, well, yeah, they're going to end it out with the Parasite and Bubbles, so they're going to be able to pick up that jungler. They're also going to be able to get that turtle, do the Suicide thing right there. So their lanes are a lot more predictable, actually. It's most likely going to be a Suicide Bubbles with a mid Pharaoh, as they did screw up. Okay. Well, we're going to be going into a remake here for just 1 second, guys. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Gonna kick back to this for a moment while we get the next game set up. But yeah, talking about the lineups there, just for 1 second, if I can remember them. The Pencils lineup, I don't know what they screwed up on. They might have screwed up on their last pick of Tempest or Engineer, perhaps one of those two. I'm not quite sure though, because the lanes that as they stood, they would have a Tempest in a jungle, and then they would have an Engineer, Empath, Moon Queen, Wretched Hag, which would mean that Engineer, Empath would either have to lane together or Engineer would be soloing. So either of those could be very, very kind of odd. So we'll see if that happens, as we are getting back into this game. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and take another quick break here while we get the setup. Perhaps. Nope, we're not actually, as the game is going to be started here relatively fast. So let's get back into it. There we go. Hit that button. Waiting on Pablo. So yeah, I'm not really quite sure what's going on there with Pencils. Having an Engineer solo is not the strangest thing in the world. It can certainly happen, but it's certainly not as strong as what you would normally have. You want to have Engineer dual laning with that point stunner, your Meraxes, or your Pebbles, or Magbets. But I don't know. Alright, so we're going to get into this game and see what they do in fact pick. They're going to have to go through the blind banning and picking stages once again, but hopefully they will make it very, very fast here. So I'm just really trying to think of what else they could do as Pencils. They could do long lane. Okay, here's what I actually think they might do. They might do long lane Moon Queen Empath, short lane Engineer, and mid Hag. That could maybe work. Maybe. On the other side, though, it's most likely going to be Pharaoh in the middle lane. Jonas and Fan going to be doing the suicide thing in the Bubbles long lane. Then you would, of course, have Parasite in the jungle. Aluna, most likely going to be with the dragon up at the top. So we'll see as they get back into this. Chop, chop, guys. Chop, chop. I don't know what they're doing. Because they needed to... What? Okay. They're just making sure that the heroes that they want are in there? I guess that's 4 heroes in the lock pool. Okay, so they're good. They just have to make sure to choose those heroes and not screw up and click Nighthound or Bloodhunter or something. Ban, 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 ban. Alright, what's Pablo's first pick? Is it Engineer?
Engineer.
There it is. Over there, probably Dragon. I'm going to go with Dragon, Dragon, and, well, Pharaoh. I'm so good, it was Dragon and Pharaoh. Okay, so they do actually pick Engineer again. So yeah, I really don't know what Pencil's going to do. I kind of outlaid the 2 options. I didn't see who was playing Engineer, so that really can change things. If Pablo's playing Engineer, then that's just weird. And I don't exactly know what's going to be going on. Come on, finish it out. Pick the Tempest. Pick the Tempest and ready up. Unless they weren't supposed to pick Tempest, unless they were supposed to be picking something else. In which case, I'm going to be really mad. I don't know. What's going on? Question mark? We'll give them a question mark and see how they respond. Reelo probably had to go raid and WoW. Ugh. Now, for those of you that weren't here yesterday, they actually, I was talking with Pablo and just talking about how he felt his team was going to do. Just being that they had a new player, they had a different lineup that hadn't really been tested. And Pablo said that he was actually more comfortable with their lineup right now with Reload than he was with Lensmeister. And he would have had this change a long time ago if Reload had not been playing WoW a lot. But Reload quit WoW. He broke the addiction, broke the cycle, so that he can actually come over here and play for his HoN Tour team and have success. There we go. That was a fast load. That was actually the fastest load I've ever seen. So Pablo is going to be playing Suicide Engineer. Strong pause. So I don't understand how we just had 12 minutes of picking phase, 15 minutes of picking phase, and then they need a pause. Come on, pencils. Pablo, we're gonna have to have a talk later. I don't know. Oh, wait, what? Hold on a second. They're not level 1 Konging, are they? No, okay, they're not. They can't be. I just saw that extra health potion on the ground, and I was like, are they level 1 Konging? But no, they're not. That would have been interesting, though. If they had bought the items, I think they might have been able to. So, now that we know that Engineer is, in fact, going to be going Suicide, the reason that I've deduced this is the ward that's being flown out to him and the boots that he's picked up. Since he's going to be Suiciding, Wretched Hag will be holding down the middle lane, and then Moon Queen Empath in the bottom. That's a combination that we see oh so often. And Bubbles is going to have a really hard time down there, even with Bubbles actually being somewhat of a hard counter to Empath, just because the Essence Link is broken immediately by Take Cover. He's still going to have a really hard time down there. Moon Queen, once she's able to pick up that Ring of the Teacher, is just going to have a ton of mana to spam those 800 range Moonbeams, do harassment via that, and then Empath is just going to be able to harass Bubbles whenever, keep the levels down, and that'll certainly be helpful, but you got to be very careful not to give up a first blood here. Pencils is sending their dual lane down for now, but there we go. Smart move. They're going to just hide in the trees. Don't want to go anywhere near this. Just give up the ward spot. It's not a big deal. So, Engineer, is he mining? He is. This is so strange. This is actually so strange to me right now that Pablo is going a mine build. Because look at all the mana potions that he has. So, I guess his thoughts are he's going to be able to mine this up eventually while he's suiciding. And then hopefully score a kill on Draconis. And get back into it that way. Wow. Very, very interesting play here from Pablo, and definitely something I have not seen before. Parasite going to be doing his thing in the offensive jungle, so that's going to help out Pharaoh, actually. So Bubbles is going to be going mid. Okay, so that's what they changed. Before they had Yonasom fan on Bubbles, and so I assume Bubbles was going to go to mid, even though, Bubbles was going to go bottom. Even though Bubbles would have been better suited to mid, and that's why QsQ needed a remake. They actually needed to switch up style and Yonasom fan. So that makes a lot more sense now. So Moon Queen and Empath versus the Pharaoh. Pharaoh, he's still going to take a lot of harassment down here, and he's going to have a relatively rough time. But, yeah, he might do a little bit better than Bubbles, maybe. We'll see. So if he's able to get some levels, if he's able to get level 6 by, say, 10 or 12 minutes into this game, then he's certainly going to be a boon to his team. Able to get those Wrath of Pharaohs, able to start moving around and helping out the team. And with Aluna doing a little bit of roaming right now as well, Draconis is actually not being babysat up here in the top lane like I expected. So, interesting. With that Aluna doing a little bit of roaming, trying to land a power throw on a Wretched Hag. That was a little bit presumptuous that he was going to be able to land that. as Essence Link goes up here in the bottom lane. I really do like Empath as a harasser, just because of that Essence Link. Able to keep yourself alive so that you can trade last hits, or in this case, stand inside of a Hellfire if you have to. And it'll keep you up, as well as draining HP from your opponent, just doing a good amount of damage to them. As Malay actually had a nice snipe right there under the Vulture Lord, just harassing his opponent as good Parasites do. Bubble's going to be looking for a haste, or no bottle yet. So I kind of disagree with this decision. I think that he should have been there just soaking up the experience and gold in the middle lane and given that haste to Parasite, so that Parasite could perhaps team up with Pharaoh and a Luna to get the kill on an Empath down here. That's what I would say, but he's actually doing a great job in the middle lane of just trying to score kills onto Wretched Hag, forcing her back perhaps a little bit. Still only 4 mines now. Pablo McDad not using any of his mana just yet, and he is starting to level up mines, so interesting. I think I agree with his decision right now. He doesn't want to lead the dragon over there until he has enough mines in, so he is maxing them out, at least right now. Has put a second point to them, and 5 level 2 mines should be able to easily kill this dragon with 600 HP. Easily. But Engineer also doesn't want to give away the fact that he is mining. So Luna and Parasite are actually going in right here. Where there's the leech, and Parasite gets the Essence Link stun, but he is super fast. Power Throw even going out to try to cover even more, as another pause is going to be coming out here from the Legion team. That's their second pause. And good rotation from both of these teams, like all over the place. As, oh no, that is so unfortunate down here in the bottom lane, as everything just got really loud. I don't know why. Oh, no, there we go. I hit the volume control with my button. But that is really unfortunate that Moon Queen is actually way back there. Missing out on a lot of farm and experience as a result of that disconnect. They needed to get that pause happening. I mean, it doesn't even require a vote. Like, Moon Queen hits, like, right here, and they need to have that pause. Missing any last hits down here is just going to cause her to fall behind the Draconis. I mean, let's take a look already. 10 and 7 Moon Queen, as opposed to the 13 and 11 Draconis. Draconis out-leveling at 360 experience per minute, as opposed to the 205 of Moon Queen. So this is Moon Queen with a babysitter. Falling behind. Some of that due to being a little bit further back, perhaps. Some of that being due to Jonasum Fan doing a great job, being at 9 and 1 CS right now. And that's another thing, is Pharaoh is actually out-leveling the Moon Queen in this lane. And once Relo comes back, he very well may stay out-leveling his opponent. If he's able to pick up something like a Life Tube real early here, he might be able to just stay in this lane, or maybe even ship some potions in from base, something along those lines. But as Relo has not started reconnecting yet, it's worrying me a little bit here that perhaps he was suffering more than a crash, maybe an internet outage, or he can't get his computer working or something. So I hope that he does reconnect real soon here. Let's take a look at the state of things in this middle lane. Wretched Hag currently 8 and 4 as opposed to the 11 and 9 Bubbles. So Style, even with the rotation that he's done, trying to get to this haste rune down here, trying to help gank his, or save his teammates when they were getting ganked in this location right here. He's done very well for the CS in the middle lane, and Sweet Pro falling behind a little bit. Overall, Pencil is just kind of falling behind, and Engineer, he's done well enough up in the top lane. He's certainly not level 1. So he is 8 and 1 in terms of CS. And with those mines down, I'm sure once he either drops 1 or 2 more mines up there, and then also gets to level 5, maybe put a 3rd point into his mines, then he's going to be able to just lure somebody in there and hope to go for a kill. But Draconis, probably a little bit wary as well. And Engineer's not really been using his mana at all. And so I know that he was very cautious. He doesn't want to show that he's ever down on mana. He was hiding in the trees until he actually either ran out of mana potion and was at full mana, or he just didn't want to show that he was losing mana, so that Draconis has no clue what's going on, as this pause is still going. Relo has reconnected, so he's going to be able to make his way back to the bottom lane real soon here. But let's get it on. All right, so let's get it on indeed, guys. We shall. Wretched Hag using the sonar screen, try to get a little bit of harassment, trying to get those creep kills once more. But Style, the QsQ player, just doing a fantastic job here in the middle lane. 4-minute rune going to be spawning momentarily, and Nova already in position to get some Ancients stacked and then to be camping the bottom rune. So Bubbles will be able to lean top if needed, and he is needed in that top position. Going to be able to actually zone out his opponent, though. Wretched Hag, she has no possible way of beating him to that top rune, so Style just waits until Luna is actually in position to soak up some experience, and then just walks on up there. Engineer hitting level 4 right there, does opt to put a second point into... Oh, mine's... Oh, Pablo has to be pretty sad right now. Parasite started in the offensive jungle and then just used a Catman champion right there to completely walk over those mines, and it didn't even get the kill on the Catman champion. So I know if I was Pablo, I would be extremely sad. But interesting as Styles kind of trying to put some pressure out onto Wretched Hag once more. The illusion's very, very low on life as well. So at 5 minutes in, Pencils finds themselves down about 1,200 experience and 700 gold. Taking a look at the carries, 255 gold per minute on the Dragon, as opposed to, well, actually, Bubbles is in some trouble here. 3 more auto attacks, 1 more auto attack in the sonar. No! Oh, but the Haunt actually does get him. So nice job there from Sweet Pro. Got a little bit lucky with that last Haunt take, but that is such a nice skill to have when you're in the middle lane. Just put that Haunt on, and for 15 seconds, your opponent can't chug the bottle without being interrupted by that DOT. So great job there, Pencils. They're still down in terms of golden experience, but Pharaoh might actually be in some trouble right here. Essence Link is going to go out. Breaks. There's the wall of mummies. The glacial blast go out. The moon beam is there, and there's the wall. They need the elemental void, but Tempest is only level 4. I find having a really hard time down here, and Pharaoh actually activating the potion. Still going to be trapped in there, though, and will be going down here momentarily. And who picks it up? Bassett's actually picks up the kill on Empath. Taking a lot of pressure from creeps over here as well. But getting the kill onto that Pharaoh is pretty dang nice. Hag going to be taking some pressure here. The Shell Surf Song of the Sea already broke the kelp field, but with that haste rune, able to just walk on out of there. So Pencil's starting to take the game back a little bit, perhaps. Still falling behind in terms of experience, though. I'm not quite sure why. I guess the Engineer, he's done a good job in the top lane. And Empath's actually out-leveling Luna, so let's take a look at this graph a little bit more. I guess it's just all this Draconis. Up there at 409 experience per minute. Going to be hitting level 8 very, very soon here. And just out-leveling Moon Queen, who's still level 5. Sweet Pro looking like he wanted to actually go in for an ultimate right there. Not choosing to, though. Parasite has made his way back to the bottom lane once again. Does have Ghost Marchers finished up as well. And now the Pharaoh's level 6. Looks like he and Luna, as well as Parasite, might be looking to set up a kill onto Moon Queen. Relo actually looking for a kill himself now that he's level 6. Somebody's TPing in right now. I suspect that it's Tempest. Indeed, it is. Tempest is also gone for a bottle, by the way. So already 2 bottles on each side here. No, never mind. Just 2 bottles on the Legion, 1 for the Hellborn. They want another kill here on Yonisum Fan. And Empath is going to be coming up here for the flank. Yonisum Fan perhaps in some trouble, and definitely is. Where's the wall? Nice wall. There's the Essence Link, and Pharaoh's definitely going down. Yonisum Fan had a good thought trying to get away early there, but hesitated, came back, and just like that, the smackdown from Fane. And he's able to get the kill. So not bad. 8 minutes in. No kills yet. I spoke too soon as QsQ picks up their first kill. Honey Badger don't care indeed, but the Legion team, they actually might give QsQ something to care about here as they are pushing down the bottom lane. The defensive tower taking a lot of pressure, but Pharaoh is here. A nice Tormented Soul to start cleaning up the creep wave. And Luna's there with level 2 power throw to start spamming out the wave. In fact, picking up a couple of kills right there. Top lane Bubbles does not have ultimate available, but could be going for a bit of a push, and in fact maybe going for a bit of a push. Bubbles looking for a kill. Dragon's actually going to walk in right there. Nice kill from Pablo McDad. Moonbeam going to be going out. Where's the auto attacks? Needs one more auto attack perhaps, or another Moonbeam. Another Moonbeam available in 1 second. But Pablo with the absolutely fantastic bait right there. Came very close to getting a double or even a hat trick with those mines. If Parasite had been just a step further and Bubbles had actually teleported just a little bit closer to those mines, he could have been walking home with 2 or 3 kills instead of just 1. But setting the Dragon back to 277 gold per minute, hey, that's something well worth it as well. But something that wasn't so worth it, and that I do kind of disagree with, is Relo actually teleporting into this top lane, using that Homecoming Stone to move away from the bottom lane, where he should have been essentially free farming against a Pharaoh that was scared to be dying repeatedly. Now you see Relo, he's still at half life and mana. This is not a position that you want your carry having to go home in. He's going to have to go home. He's going to have to spend another 135 gold to pick up another Homecoming Stone and make his way to the bottom lane, or God forbid he might even walk there. That would strategically be the better thing to do. You never want to have to use your Homecoming Stone on TPing to a lane. You want to walk to the lane, get your farm. But he will TP. Knows that his time is just a little bit more valuable than that. And so, I don't know. I don't know who got the better end of the engagement up there. Pencil's still down just a slight amount, but starting to set the Dragon back for sure. Pharaoh doing a little bit of roaming, perhaps looking for Wretched Hag, but with her Flash of Darkness, she is able to escape Pharaoh pretty well. They're going to need to combo very, very effectively with the Kelpfield Song of the Sea onto that Wretched Hag with the Wrath of the Pharaoh after a blink. So that's got to be their goal here. Not going to be doing it just yet, as Pharaoh has left that bottom lane for quite some time. Nova making sure that there's no wards spawning out Pharaoh right now. Tormented Soul onto Empath, and Empath certainly in some trouble. Wall goes up. There's the Mummy Wall in return, though. And Pharaoh will be able to get the Wrath of the Pharaoh off. Empath goes down. Kelpfield even being used right there as Jonasum fan, or excuse me, as Style wanted to make sure to get the kill. Maybe even try to help out with Wretched Hag as well, but in the end, that is not what happened. Pablo has maxed out Mines down Engineer. Still no turret at level 7, but starting to get some pretty decent levels. But he's going to be in some trouble right here. There's the Emerald Lightning, Power Throw, Leech, Face Hug, Dragon Flame, all at the same time. Pablo takes his second fall of the game. First fall, I guess. He had to back up once, and I thought that he died. But yeah, his first death. So hero kill score now within 1. Pencil's still up a little bit in that respect, but still getting further and further down in terms of golden experience. The Dragon just doing a very good job of farming 310 gold per minute as opposed to 260 of Moon Queen. And Pharaoh certainly out farming his support opposite. Wretched Hag starting to build up her core, opting not to go for Steam Boots right away in favor of a Grave Locket plus a power supply. And one of the reasons for this perhaps is that there is a Parasite on the other team, there is a Pharaoh on the other team, some very bursty heroes, and you want to make sure that you have enough actual maximum life, even if you're not able to get your Steam Boots set to strength. So that Grave Locket just going to always give a little bit of additional HP. And you see that item being picked up a lot of times anyway by these int carry type players, or even by a strength initiator, as in the bottom lane, defensive tower is getting real close to going into deny range, with a nice job of actually retargeting his minions there, and Fane will not knock that into deny range. Want to wait for another creep wave, want to wait perhaps for a ballista, or maybe even a kill before they start trying to pressure in on that. Top lane Dragon trying to do his thing on the tower as well. Couple auto attacks, but here's the initiation perhaps in the bottom lane. Bubbles is going to come in. Shellstar Song to see. Kelfield catches 2. Tempest goes down to a Tormented Soul. Wrath of the Pharaoh onto Empath, and Empath's into trouble. Moon Finale goes out, but not going to be able to finish off Pharaoh, and now Moon Queen's in trouble. Takes the slow from the Dragon Flame. Shell surfs up in 1 second, and there it is. Going to connect, and well, Wretched Hag is here as well. Uses the Sonar Screen. Moon Queen goes down, and QsQ takes 3 so far. Going to be manning up a little bit onto Wretched Hag. She is going to blink away. Parasite's in position though. He has the face hug. He has the leech, and down goes Wretched Hag. That's who's going to take a fall right there. They get the deny on the tower as well, and picking up 4 hero kills. Everybody but Engineer goes down there for the Pencils team. That is actually what QsQ would like to see, so they have to be extremely happy with that circumstance. Up now 7-4 in terms of hero kills, and 4,000 gold, 5,500 experience. Make that 5,000 gold with the tower push there. Going down in favor of Nox. All of a sudden, he's up at 400 gold per minute. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. And Moon Queen down at 235 pencils. They're kind of falling apart right now. She's still managing decent levels at level 9 here, 14 minutes in. It's not bad. But it's certainly not great. It's not where she wants to be at all. And even though she does have the potential to really, really get back into this game with her snowballing farming potential, I just don't see an opportunity for it right now. The Parasite and the Pharaoh are going to make sure that the jungle is just not going to be available. It's the Shellstar Song to see. Wrath the Pharaoh goes out. And nice combination once again from QsQ. Glacial Blast onto Bubbles though, but a nice use of the Wall of Mummies. Make sure that the Elemental Wood is not going to be used. Top lane, there goes the Leech as a Codex is actually used. Face Hug Leech Codex, and down goes Pablo. So I saw the Neophytes book picked up a few minutes ago by Parasite, but picking up that Codex at level 11, 15 minutes in. No, level 9, so he's not even level 11. Just able to do so much damage. As Luna does drop a deep Order Sight here, wants to see the vision of their opponents, so wants to make sure that they are able to push this tower and this tower relatively soon, as I'm sure the Hellborn team is going to be grouping up to actually push down the middle tower any minute now. Bane once again going for Ghost Marchers on Tempest. It's a little bit of a stylistic choice, and one that is just, I don't know why it's on. It's a hero that you need good positioning on, and that's what Ghost Marchers really enable you to do, is get good positioning. So I don't know why I'm so weirded out by it. It's just something that you don't see very often. Engineer finishes up his Ghost Marchers as well, and now the Hellborn team, a couple of them starting to push down this defensive tower in the middle lane. Hag's going to come in, tries to get the haunt, but a nice use of the take cover portal key there. And Bubbles will be able to escape, showing off his portal key for the first time. Steve Boots bottle portal key at 16 minutes. Taking down a couple towers certainly helps with that. Although they got the deny in the middle lane now, though the middle tier 2 starting to be exposed. The Shellstar Song of the Sea goes in right there from Moon Queen. She tried to hit the Moon Finale, but a nice silence. She will be going down. Wrath of the Pharaoh. Well, Bubbles is going to be in some trouble. Glacial Blast going out. Nice take cover on the second one. Elemental Void not even going to be needed. And, well, Pharaoh is going to try to finish off Empath here momentarily. Nice jukes for now. Not going to be nice enough, though. And Tempest, all of a sudden, is the only one there. Has to back off. Luna and Pharaoh still in position, although Pharaoh is a little bit creep blocked, using the Tormented Soul to clean that up. So there you go, guys. If you ever run into a traffic jam, just say Pharaoh, Pharaoh, Pharaoh 3 times. He's going to show up, shoot a Tormented Soul, and illuminate the right path for you. And then you'll be able to get out of the traffic jam. I need that pretty often down here in the LA area. Traffic is just so bad sometimes. Draconis, level 14, finished up his Nullstone, picks up a Hungry Spirit, and after cleaning up the triple stacked Ancients in one of the triple camps up here in the jungle, and he's just looking absolutely phenomenal. 482 gold per minute. Is there any carry that snowballs like a dragon? I don't even know. I mean, Moon Queen is a possibility, but these two heroes, they snowball like nothing else, but Moon Queen just has not been able to find the farm. I mean, no triple stacked Ancients going on, no triple stacks in the jungle. You've got the Tempest that's just in there clearing that constantly, as Tempest is actually the top farmer in the team, 260 gold per minute. Moon Queen has finished up her Whispering Helm now, and will be able to dominate a creep, as we already see there. I guess Draconis trying to escape from some mines. Is that what was going on? He's already got the Whispering Helm and the Nullstone, so his health regen's pretty high. I know there were mines in this location right here. As the Wrath of the Pharaoh goes into the bottom lane, the face hug comes in, and down goes Wretched Hag. Sweet Pro down in the 200 gold per minute, down to 194 gold per minute now. And 1-4-0. Pencils looking pretty far behind at this point. 10,000 experience, 11,000 gold, and 19 minutes into the game. It's this point in the game where you really do kind of have to start thinking about conceding. You know that this is a best-of-3 series. You know that you need to be able to rally and make sure that you can take the next game. So if you're going to get demoralized, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Set Pro's still over there telling them, you know, it's still 0-0, play like it's 0-0. Well, at this point, you kind of need to play like it's 5-12, and you're down to 11,000 golden experience because you need to make some comebacks. It's all great to be motivating your team and everything, but you need to make sure that you're playing wisely and you get prepared for the next series mentally. And try to come up with a new strategy. Make sure that you're not going on tilt, because tilt can cost you more games than anything else, frankly. As Parasite does spot out Moon Queen here. She does not use the Moonbeam, and Parasite will be able to escape. Luna with her Bound Eye. Nova just going to be doing some counter warding. They look like they might want to go in on Tempest. I really do feel like they could have killed Tempest right there, but they instead go for his 6 elementals, which they now will be going on Tempest. As there's the Tormented Soul. Did the ultimate go off? No, didn't just yet, as down goes Tempest. Nice Wrath of the Pharaoh. Power Throw finishes it off. So that was a great play there by the QsQ team, actually making sure that they weren't going to be ulted by Tempest. And now Draconis going to have to activate that, and Blazing Flight will be able to escape for now. Nice Dragon Flame. Moon Queen shouldn't be able to line up the next one. Oh, the Moon Finale goes off and does absolutely nothing. Moon Queen in some trouble. Face hug, Parasite, Leech, Codex. Parasite goes down as well. Moon Queen hits the floor, though. Emerald Red goes out, and, well, Wretched Hag takes a ton of pressure. The energy field not really going to be doing a whole lot as Vote to Concedes come out from Pencils. GG's coming out, and there's the defeat. So Pencils giving up game 1 against Q Squad 357. QsQ making it look easy. Pablo does get the kill onto Bubbles there. Just a little bit of a moral victory at the end. But wow, Pencil's just looking so weak in comparison to QsQ there. And QsQ, they just looked extremely strong. They played it well. They got the farm on the heroes that they needed to. And Pencil's their oddball strategy of a support, Suicide Engineer, it just did not work out real well at all. I mean, Engineer held his own, but Moon Queen was never able to get the farm that she needed in that bottom lane. I mean, fine, he got off to a pretty sad start in his jungle with the the offensive Parasite, just trying to get his harass thing going. That's it, guys. We're going to be going into game 2 momentarily, so don't go anywhere. Going to take a quick break when we get that one set up. It's been coLcast with Beef, HoN Tour Cycle 3, Day 2, lower round 2. Pencils versus QsQ. Is QsQ going to be able to finish it out in 2-0? Or will Pencils bring it back to an even series? And will we go to a game 3? Find out in just a moment, guys. We'll be right back.